Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today I'm reviewing Star Wars Rebels, Season 1, Episode 3, Droids in Distress, which was directed by Stuart Lee and written by Greg Weisman, and was released on October 13th, 2014. So yeah, I thought it was a fine episode. Obviously a big part of the episode is C-3PO and R2-D2 appearing, which, I'm not the biggest fan of the bigger characters from the movies, meaning smaller characters of certain stories, but it's something that's just become very common, definitely in the animated Star Wars stories, so it doesn't really bother me, much anymore. When I first watched this episode, it probably definitely was something I was kind of not as into, but, like I said, it's just something that's become so common in the animated stories that I just kind of have to be okay with them, because it's gonna happen no matter what. But I still really enjoyed 3PO and R2 in this episode, and out of any of the big characters, they're the ones that I feel like can I guess fit in any story because they've been in so many Star Wars stories. In fact, their appearance in this makes more sense than honestly their appearance in the prequel trilogy. It works better than that. But so, I'm fine with it. But, obviously they have their usual comedic bits and whatnot. One thing I really liked was 3PO, kind of being loyal to the Empire right now. And, in the episode becomes kind of a snitch and tells the Empire where the Ghost Crew is at. All while R2 is on his own mission from Bail Organa, which 3PO is clueless about, but the reason the Ghost Crew meets them is because they're doing a job for Vizago to steal these weapons from the Empire, which turns out they're T7 ion disruptors, but the Imperials, they're stealing it from where, had R2 and 3PO with them, and so that's kind of just how they meet, and they eventually steal them, get to on the Ghost and whatnot, and they head back to Lothal with them to meet Vizago. But back to those ion disruptors they were stealing, we do get a bit of Zeb's backstory, mainly more about his species and people in this episode, and we learn how they were eradicated by the Empire using the ion disruptors, which at the end of the episode, Zeb fights Agent Kallus, where we learn that Kallus was the one who ordered the use of the ion disruptors. So, that was an interesting thing there, and kind of the start of a interesting relationship between those characters we see throughout the series, which, obviously when that pops up in later episodes, I'll definitely talk about that more. But, like I said, the Ghost Crew, because they're on Lothal, and that's when Zeb fights Kallus. They take the disruptors to Vizago, and that's when 3PO becomes a snitch and reports them to the Empire and whatnot, and Vizago bails when the Empire arrives, and so the Ghost Crew has to do something with the disruptors, and because, they don't have enough time to get them, back on the Ghost, so they overcharge them, so they explode, and the Empire can't acquire them, which, they also are able to blow them up. They also take out some of the stormtroopers, but, because, like I said, Zeb and Kallus were fighting, and Kallus kind of has the upper hand on Zeb, and he was probably about to kill him, so Ezra, notices and uses the Force to push Kallus away, saving Zeb, which, after they get back to the Ghost, Zeb thanks Kanan for saving him, but, Kanan says it was Ezra, and there's a nice, moment of Zeb kind of giving Ezra, a little nod. But then they take R2 and 3PO back to Bail Organa, who gives Kanan some credits for returning the droids to him. But after Kanan leaves, Bail goes to R2 asking him if he recorded everything, which R2 gives, a beep, I assume meaning yes. And so Bail asks him to show him everything he's got on the Rebels. So, R2's mission was to, I guess, scout some candidates for the rebellion. So, yeah, I mostly talk about the second half of the episode because, I really enjoyed the second half. The first half was a lot more of just kind of them getting transported from Lothal to this other planet, and they're on a ship which is based off of Star Tours. The ship in Star Tours with the little droid and whatnot. And that's all alright. It had some funny moments with 3PO and R2 and whatnot. But yeah. So the first half of the episode, I thought was just alright, bit fun, but nothing special. But the second half, definitely the stuff with Zeb and Callus, I really, really liked all that, and also kind of seeing some of the seeds of the rebellion being planted and whatnot with stuff like Bail at the end. Though, obviously that moment was not just a short little moment at the end, but I still really enjoyed that. But yeah, all in all, it was a fun episode with some actual pretty good stuff at the end of the episode. So, I quite enjoyed it. But yeah. Anyways, my grade, I'll give it a B. So yeah. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. Next, I'll be reviewing the fourth episode, Fight or Flight. So you can check that one out then. But in the meantime, you can check out my review for the first technically 2 episodes, and everything else I've done for Rebels, and everything else I do. But yeah, anyways, I've been Sarzi, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.